A normal June evening in southern Spain turned into a scene of chaos within minutes. On June 16th, 2026, residents of Jaén, a historic city in Andalusia, watched in disbelief as streets transformed into raging rivers, hail-covered roads in white, and floodwaters surged through underground parking garages. What began as an ordinary summer day quickly became one of the most intense localized storm events the city has experienced in recent years.
El Gigi, ¿no?
According to meteorological reports, more than 30 litres of rain per square metre fell in just 20 minutes across parts of the city. In some locations, rainfall totals exceeded 50 millimetres in a single hour. The intensity was so extreme that Jaén's drainage system was rapidly overwhelmed, triggering widespread urban flash flooding. Earlier in the afternoon, Spain's National Weather Agency had issued a yellow warning for storms, citing the possibility of strong wind gusts and hail. But as conditions deteriorated during the evening, authorities upgraded the alert to orange level, indicating a significant danger from heavy rainfall across Jaén and surrounding areas.
Hasta la mesa casi.
Around 8 p.m, the storm reached its peak. Heavy rain and hail slammed into the city almost simultaneously. Within moments, water began racing down major streets and avenues. Witnesses described a dramatic scene as floodwater erupted from manholes and drainage systems, creating powerful currents that caught many people by surprise. One of the most widely shared videos from the disaster showed a pedestrian being swept off his feet along Calle Dr. Sivera and carried by the torrent towards San Clemente. The footage quickly spread across social media, alarming viewers across Spain. Fortunately, reports indicate that the man managed to reach safety. In another frightening incident at Glorieta de Lola Torres, several people were reportedly dragged by the fast-moving water before managing to hold onto a parked vehicle until conditions improved. Perhaps the most dramatic images came from the underground parking facility beneath Plaza de la Constitución. Videos recorded inside the structure showed water rising at an astonishing speed. In some sections, floodwaters reportedly reached near ceiling level, submerging vehicles and creating scenes witnesses later described as absolute panic. Authorities eventually sealed the affected parking area as inspections and damage assessments began.
Pasar.
Emergency services were inundated with calls almost as quickly as the city was inundated with water. More than 60 emergency incidents were initially reported, while local authorities later indicated the total number of calls exceeded 100. Most involved flooded streets, water entering homes and businesses, flooded basements, damaged garages, and stranded motorists. Despite the scale of the flooding, one important fact stood out. Officials confirmed that no fatalities and no serious injuries were recorded. Given the speed and violence of the flooding, many described this outcome as remarkably fortunate. As emergency crews responded across the city, Jaén's municipal government activated a pre-emergency phase to coordinate resources and monitor the situation. Some localized power disruptions were reported during the storm, but major infrastructure failures were avoided. So what exactly caused such dramatic flooding in such a short period of time? Meteorologists describe the event as a powerful summer convective thunderstorm. These storms form when intense daytime heating combines with atmospheric moisture, creating unstable conditions that allow towering thunderclouds to develop rapidly. In Jaén's case, strong updrafts within the storm likely produced the significant hail that blanketed parts of the city. At the same time, those powerful storm cells generated exceptionally heavy rainfall concentrated over a relatively small area. The problem was not simply the amount of rain, it was the speed at which it fell. When more than 30 millimeters of rain falls in just 20 minutes, urban drainage systems often cannot cope. Water accumulates faster than it can be removed. Streets, sidewalks, plazas, and buildings create vast impermeable surfaces, preventing rain from soaking into the ground. Instead, the water rushes directly into drainage networks, quickly exceeding their capacity. Once that happens, pressure builds underground and water can surge back through drains and manholes. Residents across Jaén witnessed exactly that phenomenon as floodwater erupted from below while heavy rain continued from above. By the morning of June 17th, the immediate danger had passed. Attention shifted toward cleanup operations, damage assessments, and urgent repairs in several heavily affected areas of the city. Some restricted zones remained closed while engineers evaluated infrastructure and safety conditions.
Hasta la mesa casi.
The storm has already sparked renewed discussion about urban resilience, drainage capacity, and how cities can adapt to increasingly intense, short-duration rainfall events. While experts caution against attributing any single storm directly to climate change, many note that warmer atmospheric conditions can increase the potential for extreme precipitation. For the people of Jaén, however, the statistics tell only part of the story. What they will remember is how an ordinary summer evening suddenly turned into a battle against fast-moving water. They will remember the hail-covered streets, the flooded homes and garages, the submerged vehicles, and the terrifying moments when people were swept away by currents that appeared almost without warning. As cleanup continues and officials assess the full cost of the disaster, one lesson is already clear. In today's changing climate and increasingly urbanized environments, it can take only a few minutes of extreme rainfall to transform a city. And in Jaén, those few minutes changed everything.